Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of the Men's Lounge. Last week we were here with a discussion on spouse or roommates when it comes to marriage, some of the mistakes that men do. We'll be continuing that, obviously, courtesy the response we got from you, the viewers, and the fact that you are asking us to bring you more on this particular topic. And so we are going to have to bring it back with the same people, maybe, to discuss it, because there seem to be a lot of things that we left undiscussed, and we need to touch on all those points. The next thing we need to talk about also is the fact that eTV, remember somewhere last year we were talking about 10 years, and eTV is actually 11 years, and in August, August is gone, but there's going to be something very, very special that I'll be telling you about as time goes on. Thanks to Kasapreko Alomo Bites, also we're able to bring you this show. Yamvita, also a part of our sponsors, and then thanks to all of you who contribute every day to the show, and you wake up on Thursday mornings and you just can't wait for a 9 p.m. because you know that when it's 9 p.m. time check, it's the Men's Lounge. I'm going on the first break. When I'm back, we'll go straight to the lounge with those guests that are in here. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you're joining us, we are still in the Men's Lounge. Like I started earlier, last week we spoke about spouse or roommate. It was such an interesting topic, and the discussants in here also did a lot of good. I learned something really important, that you need to be friends and then get married. But even that one, I found it a bit questionable. However, today, before we leave here, I'm sure we'll be able to delve really much into it, and then we'll know more with time. I still have in the studio Kojo DeLong and Lawrence, and do I have to welcome you guys? So there's no need to welcome you. Last week we had a very good conversation, and I thought it was important, especially with the responses that were coming, the questions. You left a lot of questions unanswered, and I think we should try as much as possible to bring some closure to all those questions this week. Before I proceed, I want to say a very, very, very big happy birthday to Mary Amo Bempa in Tema. This is coming from your son, Joseph Amo Bempa. And then this is also another one to Richard Agala, Mr. Richard Agala, who happens to be the head of treasury at GT Bank head office. And I think his other colleague also, Mavis, the full name I've forgotten, but Mavis, you all have your birthdays yesterday, and so belated happy birthday to you both. I'm sure you enjoyed your days yesterday. Guys, Akwaba.
Yeah.
How's the week been? Kojo?
Cool. Charlie,
how's the week been?
I've been awesome. I have some exams to write, so me now I'm quad.
You make what?
5 papers a day.
I see something interesting. So last week there was a question about your rings.
Yeah.
And I see, no, but Lawrence, maybe I'll ring the channel. I mean,
I mentioned that it's too tightened that it will not enter into that finger.
Is that why you are?
And the fact that viewers want to know really if
where your rings are.
So I just have to put it in the last finger. Just to prove that it's still there.
Oh, well, it doesn't mean you're married. For me, that finger, no.
Sure.
I saw you wearing two.
Yeah, I'm wearing two. I want to put, listen, this is mine. It's not going. I can't. If they come out get closer, I can come there. I can't. It's not going.
And then the other one.
This is mine. It's not going. I can't. And then this is for my wife. Yes.
But you didn't have to bring your wife's ring here.
I need to prove to it. Sometimes you feel the men hide this and the women wearing this. My wife didn't.
And so she also has overgrown the ring.
Yeah, she's there, bare fingers. Like
last week you mentioned that.
But the engagement one is still on her because I don't know, it was adjustable. So
I see.
That's still on her.
So
but
you should get the adjustable ones, and or what?
If you have some for males, that'll be fine. But me, I don't know.
No, the male one is not like that.
I don't know.
I don't know if they have that, but I've not seen.
I've searched.
Maybe they know men are fond of removing it, and so you make it unadjustable so that you won't be able to removing them.
So today I brought it. If anybody is seeing these rings on my hand, on my fingers, it's just that is mine. It's good. And then it's for my wife. It's all here.
Anyway, guys, I mean, you have these two interesting guys in the studio. We're going to do justice to the topic that we started last week. Feel free and join us on all our social media platforms at eTVGhana, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at eTVGhana. And also, let your messages start coming through on 020-2222-054. I repeat, 020-2222-054. Impending for Akwaba for the last time. So last week, we spoke a lot. We started from the fact that, well, I didn't agree. I don't know about others, but people crossing over, marrying Christian, Muslim, the reasons why they stay that way and not to marry across is because of the friendship that has to be built and to be able to keep together and still remain married and all that. Today, I still want to start from there. Because look, the whole week, I've spent 6 days thinking about this, trying to understand why. Because I think that a Christian should possibly be able to marry a Muslim and live happily ever after. As far as that friendship, the underlying fact that friendship is there and it's really there.
Okay, Nalia, you know what? One thing I want everybody to understand is when it comes to
convince me first, Kojo.
Yes, when it comes to our side of the world, I'm talking about us as Ghanaians, with our culture and our moral traditional system. When it comes to us, marriage is not just you and your spouse. Marriage is families. And one thing that as I sit here as a religious person, I always say is, do not even just as a religious person, but even morally, culturally, don't joke with the fatherly blessings. Don't. That if daddy is saying no, if mommy is saying no, I can go ahead and marry and go ahead. Let me tell you, already marriage with those blessings, there are struggles. So I'm telling you, because marriage is one thing the devil fights every day. That's why God even had to attribute himself and us like marriage. Himself and the church like marriage. So it is one thing that I want everybody to understand, that when it comes to marriage, it's not just about you and your spouse. Friendship, I understand, but it's about families. Now, you and your spouse, you have agreed that you want to get married. You are Muslim. She is Christian. Fine. Dad is saying no. Mom is saying no. Oh, I'll ignore them and do it. Boss, their blessing is very necessary. I'm telling you, extremely necessary.
Lawrence, Kojo is trying to tell me that. So me that I've spotted some fine Muslim girl, no, I should not proceed.
See, no, I've seen some before.
It's not that it is possible.
It is. I've seen some before.
It is possible. The baseline is that it is possible.
Okay, it is possible.
That's
all I want to hear.
No, it is possible. But it is possible, but the issue is that the two of you cannot just say we are going to stay together. The two of you cannot say we are going to stay together.
This matter, I'll research more. Let's just say I want to research more on this one.
No, you see, if you are in somewhere like outside the country, maybe United States of America or any other place, where you don't have the African tradition,
like clamping you there.
That initiation of parents actually blessing you to say that go and marry. You know, outside there, the two of you can just go somewhere, sign and say that you are married, and nobody can question you. But can you do that in Ghana here? Can you do that in Africa?
It's okay.
Here?
I'll call Aisha
you need the two.
We'll travel and go.
No, it is possible, but you need the two families to agree.
Seriously, when the two of you even agree and the family do not agree, it's not good. I'm telling you. You think for now it's nothing, but see, you need those blessings.
It's very important.
Good. So if the two of you religiously, culturally, you admit to each other, you support each other, you understand each other, and both families also are in full support, where it's not going to bring any issues. Come on, why not? You, of course, can two work together unless they agree? So it's like that.
Okay.
You understand? So let's look at it from all angles. Don't just limit it to just you.
Oh no, I have a plan. We just convince the parents to agree.
Exactly. So you need to do your homework well.
I'm doing, and I'm researching more. I'll come back to this question again. Maybe not today, but another time. So there's something that kind of comes into mind. But before I ask, spouse or roommate again? Maybe you've changed your mind.
Any day spouse.
No, any day spouse.
Spouse or roommate?
Any day.
So spouse. I have been hearing that when a woman loves, okay, you guys are married, I'm sure you probably will know more. When a woman loves, she gives everything. Do we agree to this, or is it true? When a woman loves, she gives everything.
For what you are saying, we're talking about majority, right?
When a woman loves.
Everybody. No.
So 99% of the women when they love.
It's not even 99%.
So you don't agree?
Let's play with 75.
I agree to some extent.
All right, so 75%. Yes. We all agree 75. So 75% of women, when they love, they give everything.
Yes, everything is vague. What do you mean everything?
Guys are married now. Everything. I mean, a woman loves you and you are married. She gives you her everything. She gives you everything. Right? Do we agree to that? Women
language, okay, it's about relationship. Women language, It's about
So
relationship.
are you disagreeing with the statement I'm
No,
making?
I'm saying that the number, the percentage you are placing on.
I didn't place a
agree-
percentage. Now you say 70.
Okay,
I'm 75.
so I
have agreed to the 75.
I agree with you to some extent because
Even with the 75.
no, with the 75, I'm okay.
Okay. So
I'm
you,
okay.
so you agree with the 75?
Yeah, because the way in which women can easily fall in love and give in everything to the other partner is that high there compared to a man actually entering into relationship and saying that I'm entering into the relationship with everything. Men will normally enter, but then they will be studying and looking at
we are
some
not
of
there
the
yet.
challenges.
So you agree with me that
no,
with
no,
that
I will
75.
yes, I will agree
Kojo,
with
do
you.
you agree with me that 75% of women,
Yeah.
when they are in love, they give everything?
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, 75% of women, they do it.
Okay.
And
so
the reason is just one thing.
what's the reason?
They give their all with their judgment on what you tell them as a man.
All right. I don't want to put strings to it now, but for agreeing to that 75, now, do we or would we then say that when most marriages in that regard begin to turn into roommates and not spouses, it is the cause of the men?
It's the cause of the men.
Yes.
No, you see, marriage, eh?
The men are to blame.
No, listen.
If the women are giving in their all, then the men are to blame.
no,
No, don't do it that way.
You
Why
can't
shouldn't I?
No, you can't conclude on
you
that.
can't.
You can't conclude.
Why?
Let's pick it this way. You see, you the man, you brought in this and this, and the woman gave in her all because of this. Whilst we are living, this starts pulling back. Her all starts pulling back. This starts going down. Her all starts going down. Sometimes she tries to make her all work out, but it's still going back. And before you realize,
Kojo, the analogy you just gave right now is when a man gives A and B, and the woman gives in her all.
A woman
because
does not
of
come
the
to
A
love
and B.
on an empty ground. If a woman even loves the poorest man on earth, there is an underlying factor. Hear me. Now, a man looks like a year. A woman looks at 10 years. The man is looking at now. A woman is looking at 20 years. That's how women think. So everybody saying Nanaya is not the right man for me. Yes. But I see Nanaya in 10 years, looking at what he's doing now and how he's putting his things. He's a man I can build my life with. That is how women think.
Well,
that is how women. So when a woman loves you and she gives her all, she's giving her all to a man. She's looking at in the next 25 years. I can still put my head on her shoulder, on his shoulders. And if it doesn't come out that way, yes, then she'll begin to start having doubts and start pulling back.
So it means there is an expectation.
Exactly. So don't push it on the men just like that.
So like the way before the woman comes into that relationship, the man might have mentioned certain things to her, and based on that, she agrees that okay, I will go with you. So there's an expectation. So if I come and I'm not seeing that expectation, I'm not seeing that picture, that is why you will see a lot of them probably pulling out. But even that, some women will still stick to it
They will still.
and say that no,
believe
we'll
in
make
change.
sure, yes,
Yeah.
we'll make sure that this thing will work.
I believe you.
But that will not be the mind of the man. Okay? The man, for example, will feel like, okay, if we have been able to come together, I've gotten what I want. So I'm probably not interested. You understand? But for the woman, one, they are committed to this. They want to stay committed to that. So sometimes you feel like they are fools, but they know what they have seen, what they want. Sometimes even when the thing is breaking apart, they will say like, no, we'll make sure we fix it. But you see, most men might probably want to pull out because they feel like, oh, I hear.
So is that not the point that I'm making? That the women are probably even giving in their all, but the men probably are not, and they are the reasons why the marriage turns into roommate affair.
When it comes to marriage, fine, you can blame the men for so many things that they end up
to some extent.
To some extent. But you can't blame it all on men.
No.
Because there are some women, I tell you what, Anel,
okay,
you can't stay with them for even a month.
Okay, 90% we blame the men.
No, both sides I'll always go for 75, no more than that. Because there are some very good men.
That if you say 90%, it means men are not actually reasoning well anytime they go into relationships.
So
but it's not like that.
75%.
It's not like that.
It's from the side of men.
It's still a lot anyway. 75% is still a lot.
But 75% of the women too are the reasons why most marriages are also broken.
How would you justify that? I did ask you from the start that do we agree? Because the women go in with their all. I mean,
yes,
so
but
then
they
how
go
is
in
it
with
that
their all, but 75% also end up breaking up their homes.
How?
They make silly mistakes. You see, women are very. You see, it will all boil down to the man. But you see, the man too will sit down and say that no matter what, you shouldn't have done it. You see, because the woman is so fragile, she feels that is my protection, and my protection is drifting away from me. So I'm going to the next protection, and then she ends up messing up. And then the man finds out, and the man feels like, come on, it doesn't matter how worse I am, you shouldn't have also gone into this. But see, the woman actually didn't do it or probably on purpose. But because it happens, it is breaking their marriage. So quite a number of women are breaking their marriages because of such issues. But the reason is when it comes to marriage, most things are not intentional. The 25% are intentional. Some come with their own ulterior motives. But let's deal with the 75%. 75% are not intentional. But you see, you can't blame it on one person. Never.
But you see,
because it starts from the bed. They start talking from the bed. But when one decides not to pay attention to the other from the bed, and it gets to the living room.
One mistake, you know, one mistake that we normally do is what I call the overemphasis on submission.
Okay.
The Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22.
I didn't see that in your profile that you're a pastor too.
Oh no, I'm a presbyter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a presbyter.
So you are also.
The Bible is a manual. So
yeah, so we all read. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm even a pastor too. So
okay. I mean. So
yeah.
You know, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 says that wives submit to yourself to your husbands. But women, before even the 22, the 21 says that submit yourselves to one another out of reverence for Christ. Okay. Then the 25
I don't
says,
think I've heard this part before.
oh no, you.
So how come we never quote that and we quote?
That is what I'm saying. That the overemphasis on the 22. The overemphasis on the 22 is that women submit to your wife, to your husbands. But remember that the 25 also says that men love your wife. But you see, we are not.
There's a condition there. He said just us, not just like.
Don't bring it out or they'll get us. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Kojo, it's okay.
The church, exactly. So
he died for the church. How many men are dying for their
wives? You see, so you need to. There are some sacrifices.
On this note of death, Lawrence, no, Lawrence, you finished before. I'll let Kojo speak again. He's becoming a problem now.
I just want,
so
don't buttress anything. Who invited you?
So there are some sacrifices that you, the man, you have to do. For the woman to submit to you. Okay. You see, submission has to come naturally. You don't have to force it.
So then you don't have to overemphasize the idea that you have to be submissive.
So imagine you are with your wife, your spouse. You have 2 kids or 3 kids or 4 kids. She comes from work, you also come from work. She cooks, she bathes the children, she does that. And you are sitting down, you are not doing anything.
You're watching TV.
You are watching TV. You finish eating, you put the things down, you don't wash, you don't do anything. Saturday, she do all the washings. What are you doing? What sacrifice? You see, these little things makes the woman actually submit. So imagine your wife wake up. By the time
you are not speaking.
By the time your wife will wake up, you finish washing her clothes. You've washed your own. You've gone to the kitchen.
That's 3 points.
Do you understand? your woman will die.
See.
Kojo, I said you're not speaking. On this note, if you are going to speak, I'm going on a commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Right, welcome back. If you are just joining us, we are still in the lounge. If you're just turning on your TV set, you are not late. We are still here. We still have a lot for you to learn from. And so before we left, Kojo and Lawrence were almost eating me up here with some Bible quotations. I never knew that there were conditions attached to that particular quotation that says that what woman should be submitted. Apparently, there is more to that quotation. When I leave here today, I'll read more so that I can also go and preach when I go out there.
No, but Nana, teach your men.
I did not ask you to speak, Kojo.
No, but teach your men. You are teaching men here. Are we not teaching men?
I did not ask you to
speak. Love their wives.
Men love their wives.
Yes, but let's continue that whole sentence.
Men love their wives
as
already. I'm
Christ
very much
loved the church.
Okay.
Somebody will ask how.
Okay.
He died for the church.
So what are you doing?
Die for your wife.
Lawrence, last week I said you pay a fine. I I think this week Kojo will pay the fine and pay yours in addition. So we'll go straight to what viewers are also sending. And this is coming from Don Yaro. Don Yaro says, relationships do not need promises, terms, and conditions. It just needs two wonderful people, one who can trust and one who can understand. My name is Don Yaro from Domi Pillar 2. Please ask Kojo if he's still living. Well, Kojo, this Don Yaro seems to know you. He's asking if you still live in Pillar 2.
Yaro, I'm in and out of Pillar 2. I'm not in Pillar 2 at the moment, but I do come around once a while.
Yeah, Kojo has moved to Trasacco now. So when you're looking for Kojo, go to
More
Trasacco.
grace.
All right. So this is also coming from Zikonis from Kaswa. I believe parents' blessings are very important, but even in Ghana here, a couple can go to court without their parents' consent and actually get married. That's the ordinance marriage. All they need are witnesses and they are good to go. Our constitutional law allows it. People are doing it. There are many men who really want their marriages too, but their wives are not in support. It goes both ways. It boils down to behavior. There are both good and bad men or women everywhere. Ephesians chapter 5. I don't think the Bible is overemphasizing here. God is telling wives to submit to their husbands. That's what God wants. This guy, well, anyway. So this is coming from, please add your name. Okay, so this is Christian Akoli, Abuka, watching from Tema Community 1. All right, site 1. I'm learning a lot here. Thanks to you all. All right, guys, so let's come back.
Let me do a correction on one of the message that came. It is not the Bible that is overemphasizing on the submission. It is we men.
Obviously, our ego, eh?
Yes, that we are overemphasizing.
Ego thing.
look at what his statement said. He said, wife must submit to their husband. That is all.
Yeah, of course,
Such a person, you to know that he has rules in the house.
Yes.
But you can't
All
have
right.
it that way.
So there's this growing phenomenon that I'm sure you'd agree with me. Lately, a lot of marriages do suffer the whole issue of cheating. I mean, whether by the man or the woman. And I think it's even more in younger marriages, interestingly. Is this, or would this also be considered as one of the things that gradually moves marriages from spouse to roommate?
Okay, I understand the angle you're taking from. But one thing I want to say is marriage itself is for matured people. In itself, not about age, but matured people. There are lots of people who are wearing bibs in marriages instead of putting on aprons.
Okay.
So you get into the marriage, they already get into the marriage having a preconceived picture of what they should expect. And when from the beginning of the marriage they are not getting their expectation, they try to seek it elsewhere. I always tell people this, in as much as intercourse is part of marriage, I tell people, if you make it your primus, I'm telling you, 1 year is even long. I'm telling you.
Why is it long?
Because you see, it will just be like eating jollof rice every day of your life. Ever from you would like to go and try umutu. You see, but you see, marriage is like we having over 100 digital channels. And then your father is saying, Nanaya, though they are showing Champions League, watch eTV.
Eh?
Though they
That's
are
not
showing
possible.
a telenovela, watch eTV. Everybody is talking about telenovela, watch eTV. That is marriage. Though there are other sweet ladies outside, your wife. She is pregnant, she can't, you are really, you need it, stay with her. She is now having a big time, stay with her. You are seeing some nice multi-choice, stay with eTV. That is marriage. So you need to be matured to go in to understand that every day of my life, the way I saw eTV with the red and white colors and were mad about it, even if the red is dimming into wine, I should still see it red.
So you have to stay there and lie. That is right.
No, but that is it.
That is it.
That is what you are going in for.
That's
That's it for matured people. It's not matra makwe. So people get, you see, marriage is the only school you attend in life that gives you a certificate before you start the school. So people get the certificate, and when they start the school, they were like, damn, I thought it was first class, but it's like, this is pass. and so they have to now work it from pass to third class to second class lower, second class upper, and hit first class, so that it will be what they want to see. Exactly. So put it, if you do it that way, it will be difficult for you to go outside that marriage. It will be very difficult. That is it.
I see. Lawrence, so do you agree with Kojo? I mean, you already agreed that it's for matured people, but the question I asked is cheating. It's become a growing phenomenon in a lot of marriages I hear, and I see a lot more. I hear a lot more of that when it comes to even the younger marriages. And my question is, would we attribute that as part of, or as a reason, or even as a main reason why marriages gradually move from being spouse to roommates?
Okay, it's actually a factor. Okay, it's part of reason why you see marriages actually going down. Sometimes, you know, you have professed before that this is my beloved wife, but then later you see her as your enemy. It is true, because you see, before even the man would cheat, because we are dealing with men, let me focus on men. Yes, before a man will even cheat, there is underlying issue. Okay, and I can also agree that sometimes we don't have any underlying issue, but then man will still go out there and do it.
Just explore.
Just explore. So imagine that you like he mentioned, you've been with this woman for a very long time, and you feel like, oh, all the time is this person, all the time is this person, and you are not showing variety in all the things that you are doing. You want to go out there and see, is there something better, good, or excellent out there that I'm lacking and I'm not getting? Okay, you see, though men always fall into that trap of cheating and other stuff, most of the problem also might not come from them, because of the women, the way they also carry themselves, even in bed.
Hey,
I'm not speaking to say that
marriage men should go out.
I'm just giving I'm giving you underlying reasons why sometimes some men will easily go out. It might not be their character.
He's trying to be religious about it. Let him go. Allow him to go deeper. He'll go deeper.
You see, I'm being religious about it. I know the reason why. I'm saying that there's an underlying issue. So imagine that you are with your wife. Okay, and you are trying to have an intimacy, and there is no side attraction. I believe you understand what I'm saying.
I don't.
Oh,
so you go.
Don't worry, you'll get there. You will grow. There's no side attraction. I know some people will fake it, but then let the man also know that he is doing something. But you are quiet. Everything you are receiving, you are keeping it to yourself. What are you doing? What are you doing? So what happens is that the person, anytime you are just lying down, he finish it and there is no even thank you. You just go to sleep as if nothing has happened. But sometimes even after sex, you have to discuss it. How did it go and all those things. But some people, the woman will be lying down. So that man will want to find out, okay, let me try somewhere and see what will be the result. So you get this young lady who will just turn you upside down as if now you have not seen anything before. What will you do?
Are
you asking me?
No, then you see that the person will go in. I'm telling you that these things happen because there's an underlying issue.
Okay.
So that is why even the men, if you also realize that this is a challenge, you need to discuss it. But some men will not have that time to discuss it at all.
So that means you agree that cheating leads to, gradually moving from being spouse to roommates.
No, yes, of course.
All right, before we proceed, this is coming from Ikua in Dansuman. Ikua says, I'm a fan of your show and I would like to make a contribution. Can you sometimes invite ladies to also share their views from the female perspective? I think it can help educate the men. Ikua, we appreciate that. It will be good that you also send in your comments, send in your contributions, and we'll read them. However, should I make a promise? Okay, before this season ends, we'll have an all-ladies show. I probably might even allow some lady to host it, and I'll be in the chair or probably sit somewhere. Just keep fingers crossed. Keep with us all the time, and then we'll come across one of those days, and then you see the show with almost all ladies. Just that what we will discuss will be interesting.
Now, there's something I want to say, and I'm not careful to say this, and this especially goes to all my religious brothers, especially men of God. most of them have their marriages on the rocks because of over spirituality things.
Okay.
Spiritualizing everything. Please, your first church member is your wife. Before you even go out of your home. The Bible said it clearly. If you cannot take off your home, how can you take off a church, a congregation? So it's your wife. Most men of God are having issues, even having foreplays into intimacy, and they feel they feel the woman, as Obana said. I don't know why in our locality, part of the we feel that if you have knowledge about sex, then it means you are a sport child, especially for a woman, and you have fair knowledge about what sex is. They feel you are sport.
It's because men don't speak the truth.
No, but no. I don't even know where did we get that one
It's from? Because men don't speak the truth. Because we make them feel so, I think.
Because if you know it, you see. Let me see what he said. Imagine he's coming from home. He sends a message to wifey, or he calls wifey, and he says, "Wifey, I'm coming. The way I'm so ready to come tonight, you have no idea." Then the next one, then wait,
every day
he drops weight. See, there are ways of talking.
Yeah.
See, me, let me tell you point back. Me, my wife, no matter how tired she, know what she'll tell you. They're like, first I need a good massage for my man. See, that alone tells me say wabre. You understand? It tells me say that but I will not feel pushed off. But if you say that he hands the call, he probably calls another lady, and he's like, same statement.
The person should talk.
I wish that the lady's like, I'm just going to have a clean sheet for you, baby. Now, same statement, two answers. See, you and I know as men that when this is thinking, this is not thinking. When this starts to think, this has a total shutdown. I'm telling you. So when a man's this is thinking that he's talking with this one starts not working. So whatever you tell him, it's like a meter board. You have just
he just reads.
He reads, he goes. So we need to have that understanding. But I think most of the things that causes the cheating because the men sometimes, it's not everybody like that. It's not everybody who has the time to go to it. But please, men, if you want something from your wife and you are not getting it like other women will do, teach her if you know it.
Okay, so teach the women if you know it.
Her,
this is coming from Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, we men sometimes see problems and yet go into marriages. As for cheating, it's sometimes curiosity to experience something wonderful, which we don't find anyway.
Please, is he married? Ask me if he's married.
Well, Emmanuel, if you're married, kindly let us know. And so, if we don't find it anyway, or if we find it not exactly what we're expecting, it's attraction. But sometimes the wifeys are the cause of men cheating. Well, I guess Lawrence, Emmanuel kind of agrees.
Oh yeah, but that's just 50%. 50% of the rest of the men, there's no reason. They just want to mess up.
They just.
Oh yeah, no, I can tell you.
But the guy just said it.
Yes.
Just
so like
curiosity.
They even give you the excuse that they are the offspring of their father Abraham.
And so they have to just. That's absolute. Let me not bring that word. But there's this thing that's also very important. Mobile phones. When it comes to marriages. Mobile phones. The man's mobile phone, the woman. I don't like how you are smiling.
Oh, no.
I'll answer.
I ban you from speaking on this one. So, you'd realize that this mobile phone thing, in the name of cheating and anything else, or just normal friends outside marriages, mobile phone in marriages, could it also be the reason why, with time, some marriages, it won't be all anyway, some marriages gradually move from spouse to roommate? Because then I'm in the room with you, but I'm tempted not to even keep my phone in the room, and I want to, so that's more time I can go and check and come back. And is it not also a problem? Is it not a cause?
You see, mobile phone, the moment your spouse, your wife, I should say, cannot go into your phone, then there's a problem. If your wife cannot go into your phone, there's a challenge. I know a lot of men will not agree with me, but what do you have on your phone that the wife cannot watch or cannot see? what messages are you receiving that your wife cannot see?
Maybe you work for the national security.
Oh,
No.
come on. Excuse me.
National security. You see, sometimes you should know who your wife is. There are some women you have to keep certain things from them.
Yeah.
There are some women you have to tell them everything. Because when there is a problem, they will defend you. So you should know the person you are staying with.
Okay.
It's not every woman you discuss your detailed information with. But I'm saying that know your wife. And if you know your wife is the person who will go extra mile to defend you, I don't see why you will hide your phone from your phone. Why is it on the phone? You put password on it. She should know the password. And you should know her password. Because if not, then I don't see why. But you see, one challenge is that.
You should know password and you should know password. You both have phones, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a general phone that both of you are using. So what's the point?
You know something?
Imagine something happens to you right now.
Could I say you are banned from
No, but
this
imagine something
particular
happens to you right now.
Something hasn't
And your
happened.
wife has
Something
to
hasn't happened yet.
Make a call from your phone.
Your phone.
And you can't talk, nothing. How would you do it?
It's a challenge because you see, the challenge is that if your wife don't know your password, then there is an emergency. Then there's a challenge. Suppose you fall and die now, and your wife is supposed to use your phone, and because she doesn't know your password, what happens?
She's using her phone.
No. Then it means that all information you have on that phone is gone. You need to go and flash it before you can use the phone, right? Okay, so I don't see why, if you are living with your roommate in school, like school, because you are not that much related to the person, and so the person is not supposed to know everything about you. You want to hide your information from him. But when you marry, still you want to hide your information from your wife. But you see, one challenge too is that when we come home, we should leave the phones, okay, and attend to them. The whole day you have been in the office, wherever, and you've been with this phone. You come home, you greet, you sit down, and you are still on the phone. The wife should talk to somebody, and you are not available. And you see the challenge, if your wife happen to be somebody that used to have this nice boyfriend, and because you are not paying attention to that lady, I'm telling you, she will start chatting with that person. By the time you realize the person is,
and that is when the exes do come in.
Exactly, and that is where you will see
this exes coming in and all those kind of
because the man is not there, always on phone. I can't get to talk to him.
There's one thing men shouldn't start ever in a marriage.
Which is what?
If you know yourself. Listen, women, they are smart. You see, women don't just do anything. They always have a basis for whatever they do. For a woman to start peeping, pushing her leg to know what you are doing, what you are typing, what you are doing, the call. She knows that since the day I met this guy, he always receives his call by me. The day you start receiving the call away from her, she'll start suspecting. Why did you go this particular call? And when it happens the first time, she will mind, second, third time, like, but why is there any time that name mechanic calls? You step out, mechanic.
You have a mechanic on your phone.
No, I'm just using examples. You understand? So don't give women the chance, because as I say, if you're able to open my wife's phone, you can open my phone. In fact, you can open every gadget in that house, because same password, same everything. My wife knows my ATM pin. I know her ATM pin. Yet my wife will never take my ATM pin and go and take money without telling me. You understand? I know her. She knows me. We don't hide. I don't hide it. I'll not be doing WhatsApp and she's coming and I'm like, no. What are you doing?
That is where the suspicion
starts. So then she will start suspecting. So there are some who can behave like security personnel. They will not watch where the phone is, but their corner eye is watching you. They are going this way, but their corner eye is spying everything. There are some too who will watch, let you know, and there are some too who will not just watch, but will come and pull the phone from you. And there are some too, when you sleep, they will take that finger.
They will sleep.
and go into the phone. So don't give her the basis. A man told me some time ago that after him, he has two phones. One for the outside world, and one for home. When he's coming home, he leaves the outside one. He leaves it in his drawer in the office. So he tells all the people, don't call me after it. Because you call me, it will be ringing in my desk.
On this note, we are going on a very last break. When we are back, the phone lines will also be open. I'll share the line with you so that you can call and also make your contributions. Please stay tuned. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are still in the men's lounge. It's just unfortunate that we are gradually drawing to the close of this particular episode. And so, I'll take some messages from the viewers. And also, the phone lines are open now. The number is 0555-657278. I repeat, 0555-657278. Keep your calls coming through, and then we'd love to hear your contributions. This is coming from, please add your name next time. So she says, even some wicked men save their wives' cell numbers by their full names, and same as their girlfriends. No respect at all. At least there should be some difference. Oh, okay. Well, someone is asking for some difference here.
But you shouldn't say your wife's name as her name. I've never done that.
So what's your wife's name on your
Her
phone?
Royal Highness.
I see.
It's always been like that.
Lawrence, what's your wife's name on your phone?
Lady V.
Lady V.
Why can't you say your wife's name as a normal name? Like, I don't get it. How? Are you on contract?
Okay, so back to what we were discussing. I think we left off on the issue of mobile phones. And so, with all that we have said, are we agreeing that this idea of mobile phones is also becoming, well, before I come back to that, there's a caller on the line. Good evening, caller. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is the college. I sent a message earlier.
Oh, okay. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah. So I was trying to make the point that, when you're talking about the mobile phones, I, for one, I have a password on my phone because if my wife grabs my phone, she's going to kill the phone. I actually wanted to use my phone every time, but she's a phone addict. That is the reason why I have a password on my phone. Not because I don't want her to use it. Okay? Like the gentleman said, you have to know the kind of wife you live with. My wife is a wonderful woman. I love her so much. But because she's a monster when it comes to phones, I think I can't give it to her. She will destroy it. Okay, so this is if she makes a change to use my phone once in a while, no problem. And I don't hide my stuff from her. She knows everything that I have on my phone. I can always give it to her. But if she grabs my phone, my brother, you see my phone be crying. Help, save me, save
But
me.
this your submission makes me want to ask you a question. So I thought of asking what's on the phone, but I'll leave that for now. Does she have a phone?
Oh, she has. Like she's using my old phone.
Okay, and is that one destroyed?
No, but it's on the way.
So then, how is it that she will destroy yours if she's an addict to the phone?
Yeah, because if I take your stuff, okay, I should use it in a way that makes you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But if I take your stuff and I use it without considering that it is yours, okay, anyhow, I don't think you would like that. If I take her stuff, I respect that it is for her. I need it for a short time. I use it and I put it back.
Oh, okay.
But,
I think I understand your point now. Okay.
So in fact, I really wanted to use my phone. I really want to, and
But she overuse it.
A try. Yes, but since you said that this evening, I'm going to give the try. I'm going to take the password off and see how she uses it, because I love her so much and I want her to be free around me. So
All right.
I'll try and then do what
Thank you very
I'll
much for
take
your
password off
contribution.
and
Thank you so much for being part of this.
He has made a point, you see, but women naturally like taking stuff from their men. And so if you have yours, people do this to the extreme. Someone like her wife, I'm sure she'll be those kind of people who can easily wear your boxes in the house. Yeah. She will wear your shirt. So if you know something like that, you know that's the kind of woman you have.
But there's even a statement.
So always give her something that is higher than yours.
There's a statement that I'm aware of that the woman's stuff is for her. But
But
your stuff
is for us.
is for us.
Yes.
So that's what.
So if you buy an 8 Plus iPhone, buy 11 for her. Yeah. Because as soon as yours is higher than hers, she'll come for yours.
We have another caller on the line. Your name and where you're calling from. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear you, please.
Please, I want to make submission that I have a husband who is not appreciative.
Okay.
He doesn't appreciate anything I do. From the one, I don't see any love. Since we got married, he doesn't show me love. Then I realized he has been making some calls that I don't like to with some ladies. When he's away, he calls me. He doesn't talk for about 2 minutes, then he'll cut. But when he's with me and he calls other ladies, you could see they can talk even the whole night. They can be talking. I don't understand this. We have been in the marriage for almost 3 years now.
Wow.
10 or 3.
That's interesting. Your name?
Isabel from Asinimebrim.
Okay. Akpede, I think what we'll do is that it will be nice to have your contact with the producers. So I'm sure they have it already written, and would have a call with you after. I believe Kojo and Lawrence would share a word or two with you that probably can help in starting how to resolve some of these things, if it's okay with you. Yeah. Thank you very much for calling us.
You're welcome.
So this is coming from Abina in Dantuman. Abina says, Kojo is making my evening, and I love the points he's making. The guy is interesting. Charlie, I'm loving this show. Thank you, Abina. We are grateful that you are part of our evening today. So, Lawrence, you're on the floor.
Okay, so like I was saying, if you have the phone with you, the man, you should let your woman have access to it. But like I mentioned earlier,
You should know your woman.
you should know your woman.
So,
As for that, is very, very important, because you see, sometimes you bargain to get a particular woman, but you get into the marriage and you see that she's a different person altogether. And so if you know her very well, you will know what to discuss with her and what not to discuss with her. And I believe if you know your woman, that this is the person I really married and I want to spend my life with, I don't see why you can't discuss everything with her.
All right. So this is also coming from Doris. And Doris says, hello, Danayao. Transparency is key in marriage. You always reap what you sow. When you have time for your woman, she gives you no doubt of that. We multiply whatever you give us. I have read your message, Mansa.
yes, to they multiply whatever you give them.
All right. So there's another caller. Hello, good evening. Your name and then where you're calling from, please.
Hello, good evening, please. My name is Dominic Bampo.
Hi, Dominic. Please, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Temacoms 11.
Okay. Dominic, let's hear
All
you.
right. Please, I want to make a little submission.
Sure.
The gentleman who was talking about the lady, his wife who
likes his phone, eh?
Yeah. You could see that he is not actually being able to, or he's not able to, say or talk about a particular thing. Yeah. You can, so it means that
Dominic, I think I asked him and he was able to explain why. He thinks the wife likes to use his more, and it feels like he's overusing. That's his explanation.
Yeah, I would say that he should get a higher phone, as the other one was saying.
Exactly.
Probably he has gotten some yam for the lady or something. Yeah, and then he is holding iPhone 11.
Yeah.
But if you do that, you do that for the lady too, and he should be happy that the lady is rather, fidgeting with the phone. And then he should just allow the lady and remove the password. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dominic. This is coming from Vero. Vero says the mobile phones, if not carefully watched, will take the place of quality communication with our family. Physical contact is very important, especially communication. We need to watch this. It's very important. All right, Vero, thank you very much. Back to you, Lawrence.
Okay, so like if you have the mobile phone with you, you should, when you get to the house, you should put it away, because you need to spend quality time with your wife, with your family. Imagine you come home, your kids come, hug you, welcome you, your wife also come, give you a peck, you all sit down, then you start working on your phone. Just when you get home, I think every communication, if it will not necessarily bring money into the house,
you probably should leave it
exactly,
and take care of the family.
And because the whole day you've been out, the whole day you've been
and
out.
you have to come back and
you
have time
to come
for
back,
the
have
family.
time for them.
Let's take almost our first caller, maybe our very last caller, maybe. Good evening, your name and then where you're calling from.
Hello, good evening. My name is Matilda calling from Tichiman.
Hi, Matilda. Let's hear you.
Okay. Please, I've been in this marriage for like 3 years and some few weeks.
Okay.
But at a point in time, I noticed my spouse changed in certain ways. He doesn't discuss stuff with me again. And like even taking care of the kid, we have a boy. Taking care of the kid sometimes becomes a difficulty. He's a government worker like I am.
Okay.
But sometimes I feel his contribution is not enough towards taking care of the boy, like 200 cedis a month. Yet I don't complain because I feel probably what I can add up to take care of the child is necessary. So it's not everything you complain about. But at a point, it's like so many sacrifices when salary issues came in with him. I had to sacrifice. And now he can't even sit before me to make a call. He has to go out, make a call, come back and tell you that, oh, please, I need this money to sort out some issue. If you get somebody to borrow from me. And the next minute, the same man is insulting you that you are a fool. It doesn't look as if you have gone to school. And you see, there are certain things too that I have involved myself in when he was critically ill. And at least, I am not even talking about the money aspect. When you recover, some men, at least when you recover, just sit your wife down. Oh, wifey, thank you very much for this. At least when I was ill, you helped me in this. But you recover and it's as if it's a must. Fine, it can be a must because we are in a marriage. But you see, you would have to encourage your wife, probably appreciate her for the next time's sake. But if you don't do that, and your wife too has friends, male friends, probably some suitors elsewhere and stuff,
who are eyeing
who are
her,
still communicating with your wife. So if you don't appreciate your wife, then somebody else comes in, or probably an ex-boyfriend somewhere who seemed caring than the person you have married now comes again. You see that the woman will start giving attention to.
Exactly.
So at least sometimes men, we are all working, but sometimes some of the things we women do, they are sacrifices. And these are some of the things we try trashing out, and then they get angry and pick their bags and go away.
Okay. All right. We appreciate your contribution, and we get the impulse of what you're saying. The fact is that you need to be appreciated, and that's very important in every marriage. Kojo and then Lawrence, I won't come back to you.
No, I want to say hi to my wife. Can't I do that?
Well, she already heard you because she's the one that sent me that message. Thank you.
Oh, you
Kojo.
know that one?
So, all right, so eTVGhana is turning 11 on the 9th of October 2020. Hip, 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 hooray. What has been your favorite show so far on eTVGhana? Which shows have impacted your life over the years? Send us a 30-second video telling us what you love about eTVGhana to 020-222-2054. So we shared on our birthday, the 9th of October 2020, and stand a chance of receiving some cool items from us. We look forward to hearing from you. eTVGhana, your world of quality entertainment. I want to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of this show this evening. Thank you, Kojo, for coming through the lounge. Thank you, Lawrence, for coming through the lounge as well. Thank you to Kasapreko Alomo Bites. Thank you to Yamvita for making this show possible. Thank you to everybody else. Next week, we'll bring you another exciting episode of The Men's Lounge. Please stay with eTV. Cheers and keep safe.